Welcome to this presentation, this overview of the CHERRYPICKINS stock trading signals. This is a new approach that we've optimized for trading signals for stocks. And when you trade stocks, you need to be able to buy stocks, which most people know how to do, and then short stocks, which not so many people know how to do, but it's not that hard as long as your broker has the inventory. And if your broker does not have the inventory, what do? Well, you trade options. So for the downside, you can just buy some in-the-money puts and mimic the stock price movement. So for those who are old school like me, who heard the statements such as, oh, it's un-American to short stocks, you don't have to worry about it. And if you're worried about it, you just buy puts and the problem is solved. Now, when you buy puts, or if you're going to buy calls, then like I mentioned, you just go in the money, okay? And you can just trade that in place of the stock, and you just buy the equivalent of the stock you want to trade. I just say that because why? Because if you have an in-the-money position and it goes into expiration of that option and you forget about it, well, they're going to assign you that amount of stocks equivalent to the amount of options contracts that you bought. So you just need to have the money to cover that. Now, that said, most options traders don't go by that rule. They trade a little more aggressively, and they just make sure that they will get out of an in-the-money position before expiration. Usually your broker will send you a bunch of emails and say, hey, you're in the money. You better take care of this, or else you're going to get assigned the stock. And you'll get assigned the stock on 50% margin. If you have margin on your account. And but you don't have to worry about it too much. You just have to make sure you have the perspective to cover all your bases right up front. Once you know your limits, then okay, now you can move forward. And also there are contingent orders. Okay, most brokers have contingent orders where you can just you can use the contingent order to enter your stock and for your stop loss as well. You don't have to put your actual order on the marketplace if you don't want. And then you can also use a contingent order by time. You can set the contingent order to close out my position by 3 p.m. New York time, before the 4 p.m. close, before expiration. Okay, so that's settled. All right. Now, or you can just pay attention. Okay, so cherry pickings is a very precise and powerful way to trade. We use an older school method, and we optimized it threefold over, because the old school method is it's good, but it's not that precise as we've evolved cherry pickings into. So as you can see here, we're just putting everything up front here with the performance. It's pretty sweet. And now let's just see here. What this signal service is on this page is we are taking the pool of stocks, so a bunch of stocks and any new hot stocks that pop up, and we are putting that into a big basket that we look at, and then we look at the trades to find the potential most sweet spot and biggest types of moves for the trading signal. And for those of you who do not know what a trading signal is, it just means that we're going to email you and post in your members back office the entry trigger, okay, which we're going to usually always use with a buy stop to enter, okay, or you can use a contingent order to trigger you into the position the same way, whereas we're going to put an order into buy XYZ stock over 101.21 And so as soon as the XYZ stock moves over that price, we want to get in at the market. Now with cherry pickings, we actually also optimize the profit-taking exit. So we're going to take these types of support and resistance types of squeeze points just to grab that profit and capture it. Now, most of the time, this will be a maximal type of profit. Sometimes the moves run on, but we have to differentiate between the types of moves that can move on, and we do this by certain sequence of things, and we allow, or we try to allow those trades to maximize. So we have these methods all figured out in our cherry pickings system that we use either systematically, meaning that we do all the trades in a row, like you can see here on Etsy. Okay. Etsy's been a nice stock, and we'll get into that in a second. But we take all the trades in a row, and you can see here for March, not even a year, you have 391 points on Etsy, that's super duper extra awesome good, right? And you can see here, I don't think in this series there's even a loss. I'm not saying that there won't be losses, okay? It's standard fare to have some trades stopped out, okay? And that's good because you don't want to hang around in a mediocre scenario or have any extra loss that you just don't want to have, okay? We want to keep our costs low and our revenues high. Revenues are, the winning points, and the costs are the losing trades. And you can say costs are commissions and that and so on, but that's all assumed type of factor. It's usually not considered much of an expense at all. Commissions are only considered a significant expense if you're doing a lot of trades intraday when you're day trading, right? Okay, so you can see here we have other examples. Now these are more strategic examples here with Caterpillar, Roku, Apple, and these are some of the prime stocks we like to trade now, but that can change in the future. Just depends on how these stocks develop out over time and so on. And we'll definitely want to get in on the hotter stocks. Now, speaking of hotter stocks and the newer stocks, we have stocks like Etsy, which is relatively new. It's only like a couple of years old. And so it hasn't done any stock splits, okay? And so then, therefore, the price action tends to be more pure. Okay? And on these newer, hotter stocks, especially with tech stocks over the decades, when they're newer and they haven't split a bunch of times, their price action is more pure and they're usually easier to trade. Okay, that's just something to consider. Now, when you have stocks like Apple, which is split a bunch of times, things get tricky because you have historical overlaps, historical support and resistance points that get overlapped, and just people they keep their old support and resistance points, and they overlap with new ones, and from Apple's last 7-for-1 stock split, and that creates a little bit more confusion. But you know what? Look at here, it's not too bad. Apple, okay, and this is run mostly systematically, okay, and okay, so. And systematically means you just take all the trades in a row, you don't skip them, okay? All right, so cherry pickings is just a high probability setup with our modifiers. And for those of you who know us on our Authorities brand, we've been doing this for a long time, right? So I've been in the market over 35 years, although I like to pretend I'm younger, but that's just not the case. We can pretend for anti-aging techniques, but the market or time in the market is what it is, and that's good because that gathers knowledge and experience over the years. So also systems trading. I've been developing systems since what, 1998. So that's a long time too. So that's good, and I've been continually evolving the systems, and it's just fantastic. Now we have so many good systems now that just don't know what to do with them. So decided, hey, let's put some of these out for trading signals and get people in and at least following in real time. Look, you don't necessarily have to trade them if you don't want. Okay, I mean, you could just join this service and watch in real time, and that will show you a professional process and a professional mind state that you can absorb, and that will benefit your trading. Mind states are big deals when it comes to anything, any type of performance endeavor, but particularly trading. You know, market's always trying to punk you into negative thinking and getting in at the wrong time, the marketplace, through the, let's call it the ether, okay? And because why? The marketplace wants to take your money. Well, that sounds mean. Well, you're trying to take the marketplace's money, so it's fair. So we want to have an edge against the marketplace, and there are various factors, such as psychological factors, and then also well thought out strategic factors, mathematical factors, and then position sizing factors, which is another thing. But here we have these trades set up that are from our system, and then we give you the signals. We keep you in the game, and actually keeping you in the game on cherry pickings, okay, keeps us in the game. So it's a win-win. So it'll help your focus, it'll help our focus, and there's just a ton of money to be made here. Okay, so for now, that's about it for the initial overview on cherry pickings. It just takes a few minutes a night, and that's not every night. That's just whenever a trade comes out or a profit-taking adjustment comes. We send out an email, and then of course you can check your members back office whenever you want to see, because we're going to put that new trade or adjustment in the members back office, and then first before the email comes in. All right, so if you have any questions, let us know. But get started in Cherry Pickings is a service that we are looking to evolve over time as well, and we're currently looking to spin out sub services, meaning that we're going to run them straight systematically on one stock. Okay, in essence, this signal service provides you trading ideas. I would say that most traders want to do their own thing, and they just want good trading ideas. Okay, these are super duper core fundamental universal math, universal matrix, mathematical fabric, universal dealing, or mathematical matrix, structural coordinating types of trades that gives us really smart trading that we should all be doing all the time. But this service here provides you the cherry pickings trading signal ideas, and you can determine if it's something you like or not. And we're going to go we're going to use many different stocks. So that means we're going to look for hot opportunities, or just, good old bread and butter opportunities. We're going to put them out there, and then you pick from the cherry pickings that we are sending out to you. So it's a highly valuable service. I hope that you can benefit from it greatly. So if you're interested, just sign up below and get started. Start watching the trades, and that will increase your belief in the cherry pickings way of trading. Thanks.